Welcome to The Lounge, the Her Lounge that is, where we share laughter, life experiences, and heart-to-heart dialogue. I am Lynn.
I'm Jonah.
I'm Pauletta.
I'm Queasy. And we are
your four best new girlfriends.
Happy Thursday!
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. Welcome to The Lounge, where we connect with you through laughter, life experiences, and heart-to-heart dialogue. Did y'all know our dialogue was heart-to-heart?
Well, it is.
Heart when I say it soft like that, it's so effective. Heart-to-heart. Heart-to-heart dialogue. And today we're going to be talking about the social construct of gender roles, him versus her, him versus her. And so that's just so important. It's so where we are right now. Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen a time where it's like men against women like, what is going on?
What is going on?
One thing they don't need the other. Well, let the record be straight. I need you, baby. I need you. I need you. Right. I definitely need you. So, Queese is our resident
statistician.
So give us the stats on it, Queese, about gender roles.
Okay. So gender roles, let's start off with the definition. So this is a combination of PlannedParenthood.com and WebMD.com. But it pretty much was saying gender roles are the expectations of how people should act, speak, dress, and conduct themselves based on their assigned sex. Okay, so just for example, women are expected to be polite, accommodating, and nurturing. They may also be expected to dress in feminine ways and pay attention to their moves. Men are expected to be strong, aggressive, and bold. They may be expected to be independent and the heads of their households. So how did they originate? So gender roles were originated per Wikipedia.org. They were originated and largely attributed to biological differences in men and women. Although research indicates that biology plays a role in gender, the extent of its effects on gender roles is less clear. One hypothesis attributes differences in gender roles to evolution. That's a whole nother world. We're going to stop right there. The last thing I want to cover is why gender roles are important. Again, this is a combination of, this one is by Mill Valley News and United Way. They say that gender roles are important because they can impact a person's life in many ways, including relationships. Gender roles can influence how people behave in relationships, self-esteem. Restrictive gender norms can affect children's self-esteem and mental health. Opportunities. Restrictive gender norms can limit children's potential and opportunities. The last one I think I want to deal with is society. Some people believe that traditional gender roles help create a balanced, healthy, and stable society. So the importance was covered, the origination, and we understand what gender roles are, and this all was originated based on our sex.
So, Pauletta, how do you think the gender roles have impact how we express ourselves, how we manage our emotions, how we, whether we seek help? Because somebody posted something online last night, and I saw it and I commented on it. She was like, she was like, there are so many, in so many words, I'm summing it up, there are so many good men, but we really need y'all to go get some therapy and get some help. So that you can be the men that you're supposed to be. And I'm paraphrasing because that wasn't how it was said. But I also said I have met so many men that are great men, but they are so broken. And I just don't have the capacity, wherewithal at this phase in my life to get in the trenches with you
and work with you
to get you to healing on that level. I just don't have it. All of us gonna have a level of brokenness. Yeah. All of us is gonna have some things that we, can be better in growing. And anybody that you're in a relationship with, they should be able to speak to that place in you,
right?
And be able to help heal that little girl, help heal that little boy in you. But I'm talking about you broke down. You good now. You good as gold, but you so broken that I just don't. I got to affirm you. I got to I got to come up under your vision. I got to put the vision together. I got to
Go
tell you
get the
how great
supplies.
you are every day. I got
Right.
it's draining.
Yep.
I'm becoming something I'm not supposed to be, which is your everything.
Yep.
I should not be your everything. The only person that should be your everything is your creator. So how do we as gender, like how do the gender roles, how does gender impact our roles in the way that we express ourselves, manage, and how we manage the stress, even how we seek help? Does that matter based on gender?
I think so. And I'll speak to me personally. I think that me being single has led me to assume a male gender role. And by that,
That's good.
and I'm saying
What you consider a
what
male
I
gender
can
role.
what I consider my ideal, what a gender role should be. You know, like
that's
I'm gonna
good.
give you something as simple as like,
That's good.
you know, my alarm, the door on my alarm, the keypad has batteries in it, and it wasn't working, and so, you know, I'm Googling how to clean out because it had been corroded. So I had to clean it out and do all this stuff. And as I was doing it, I was just like, God, this is not what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And, you know, and then I'm just saying, and then, you know, like cleaning behind my dryer and washing and just doing all of these things that I see as gender role that a male should be doing. And so I know that it is going to be extremely hard for me when I get into a relationship to stop doing those things. I'm just saying this is just me, that I'm going to be more inclined to do it, and he's going to have to say, hey,
I got it.
I got it. Like there's this guy, there's one of my coworkers, I love him to death, that every time, like if I'm walking and we're walking together and I get ready to get the door, like he'll hit my hand, you know, and I'd be like, man, what you, and he's like, let me get the door.
Yeah.
Let me get the door. But I'm so used to, you know what I'm saying? Getting the door myself. But that's what I'm saying, that I have taken on, so that I don't even look.
Subconsciously.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
unconsciously.
Unconsciously.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't even give space for a man to be a man in my life, because I have been the man in my life.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know.
You can't wait to get it on this.
I understand. And so I think, you know, and so what I do is now I'm just like, you know what, I'll just fix it myself instead of seeking help, you know, which makes me even more stronger, more independent. And so when he meets me, now he has to break down this wall of independence. You know, as much as I'd be like, I want him to do this, I want him to do this. You know, the first sign, if he doesn't take that initiative, I'm gonna be like, I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
You know, and it can't be that way.
Yeah.
Like I have to give him space to do what he can do and what he's allowed or what he should do, if I'm making sense. So I definitely think that as much as you were saying that men need therapy, I think women who have been single for an extended period of time, they need therapy as well.
Yes.
Because there's a breaking. I need to be broken
to even receive.
Yeah. I
That's
do.
deep.
You know, I do. I know because being I function like I'm by myself.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to share. I grew up by myself. I'm the only child. I struggle in sharing. So all of you shaking your head, Desi, like, yep. But I'm saying, so, and you know, so for people who have siblings, like, you know, that may sound foreign, but like I don't know how to even share my time in a relationship. You know, like I wanna do it when I want to do it. And no, Pauletta, it doesn't work like that.
Right.
It doesn't, but because, you know, I've been single for so long, like it just.
So someone is going to have to be like extremely patient with you.
Yes.
To walk through that.
Yes.
With you.
Yes.
And to, you know, because really what it is going to be their consistency that breaks that in you.
Yeah.
Like they're going to have to be a person that does what they say they're going to do because you already got it. You know what?
Hey, don't worry about it.
Hey, don't worry
I'm
about
good.
it.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm good.
And it's going to have to be consistency. You know, just like we were talking earlier today and I was telling you about that unexpected check I got in the mail today. You spoke about that some months ago.
Checks
And
in the
I-
mail?
Pay the profit,
pay the profit,
Come on.
pay pay the prophet.
And I was
Don't pay the prophet.
But
Bless the prophet.
yeah. But I was telling her, she was like, you needed that victory. And I was like, yeah, because I just paid X amount of dollars in car repairs in the same week for 2 cars. And she was like, dang. And I was like, yeah. I said, and then I went on to say, and that's why I don't want to hear what you're doing.
Right.
And that's what I said. Like, I don't want to hear no mean, and I don't want nothing from you. I will never ask you for anything.
Mm-hmm.
I never ask anybody I'm dating or they have dated, because I'm not dating, but for anything, never.
It's hard for me.
They will have to just do it on their own. So I'm not the girl who like, you gonna get my nails
right,
done.
like that's not me.
Yeah,
Like, I'm gonna do it on my
like
own.
that.
Yeah.
I never ask for anything. And even me saying that's why I don't want to hear what you're doing, it has nothing to do with me saying I want you to help me or anything. It just means that
my conversation is
so
bigger
much
than a
responsibility
WYD, than a
what
3-letter
you're
text.
doing and meaningless conversation. I just don't have the time
I'm
for
with
it.
you.
And I don't have the energy.
I'm with you.
I just don't.
And let me say
I got
this.
too much responsibility.
I know that I know we're talking about gender roles, but like I've had in this past week, I've had 2 guys hit me up. I'm on Facebook dating. Every now and then I get bored, right? So I go back and I'll make myself available on Facebook dating. And so 2 guys have been in my inbox, and it'll be, good morning. I'll be like, good morning. And, like, how was your day? And I'll be like, it was fine. How was your day? And then that's it. Like, I'm not going back because I know who God has for me is a talker.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And you're going to want to engage in conversation. Yeah. And if you just with the good morning, okay, go on. Let me go ahead and get off Facebook dating again, because you know what, y'all ain't good.
Because that right there,
this why this why right here. And I know we're not talking about dating, but I'm just saying it just for me going back, like I know that I have assumed the role of a male in my life. And it's going to be extremely hard. And so I it's almost like I have a double life. I don't want to say double life, but there are 2 people living on the inside of me.
One of them is by force.
And one of them is by force. Now, I don't want it to be that. Now, that's going to be the good thing. I want the wall to be broken.
I think, but I'll say this. The thing about our walls, right? Because I got them too.
Heck, I got one.
I think
I
the
got
thing
a fresh new wall.
Right. I think the thing is that when you've had to be responsible for yourself, and this is not discrediting your trust in the Father.
Right. This is minus that. Yeah.
This is not that. This is me
natural.
Trusting
we
God, and
natural.
then it's me. And so, but when it's just been you for so long, and you having to rely essentially on you, giving up that is challenging, because for you as a single woman, that is stability. That is your stability. And what a woman craves more than anything else is stability and being secure.
Security, yeah.
Safety and security. And so as a single woman, giving that up is not easy, because for me to relinquish that,
it makes me vulnerable.
It makes me vulnerable in a way that gives me anxiety, especially when someone has not proven themselves or had the opportunity to prove themselves to be trustworthy of this. Me giving this to you, this guy, situationship. I say this. I knew when there have been conversations about, don't call me for this, call me for that, call me for this, call me for that. That's hard for me, because if the first time I call you, like you asked me,
and you dragging your feet,
I need it done. I need to get this done. And
but is that fair?
Hold on. I am trying to yield to your request. I'm doing my best. I did. I did. I did
No,
what you
but
asked me to
Juna,
do.
no.
Yes, I did. I did what you asked me to do. I did, and for me, what's a turn on for me is my ability to remain in my femininity. Like, this.
Yes.
Yes.
Make me be soft.
Maybe I want to be
Make me
soft.
be
Make my
soft.
voice lower when I
Make,
talk
Right.
to
make
you.
me
Right.
be soft.
Make me become a little girl.
Let
Right.
me listen.
Make me be like, huh?
soft.
Right, maybe real
What?
demure.
Oh, that's it. Like, you got me. You got me right there.
Make me, and I'm good. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm good. And then that'll make me okay. I can rely on him for this.
Right.
But the minute I need something and I do what you ask me to do, which is to call you and let you know that it needs to
And
be
you don't
done,
follow through.
and you don't follow through, or you do it on your own time, and then I got to sit around and I got to wait for you to do it, then I go back to my single woman and my masculinity, which now is starting to piss me off because I don't like this masculine energy that
And
I
I
got
didn't have to ask you in the beginning.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this: so should and I'm playing devil's advocate. Like, so if I'm going to allow him to be who he says he is,
I have to allow him
I have
to be.
to allow him. I can't be like, you got 5 minutes to do this.
No, it ain't 5, but it is.
I mean,
it is
7.
2 days.
But I'm just saying, and then I can't make my urgency. I can't make that his urgency.
Yeah, but if I need it done,
But
that's
can
not
I? I mean,
fair.
can I? I mean, I'm now. Of course, we're talking about in a frame of reference, like, obviously, if my toilet bowl is overflowing, something like that,
Prioritization.
right? Okay, that's the priority. But if I'm working, and I'm like, hey, babe, I can do it when I get off work, and you like, no, I need it done now. But if I can't get off work, so you,
Yeah.
No,
you're gonna have to let me. Like,
yeah.
if there may be some times when there may be something more pressing
Right, I know
than your
I
urgency.
know how to extend grace. That ain't what I'm saying. I know how to
Okay,
extend
you didn't
grace.
sound like you was extending grace for him.
Because it's actually been 3 weeks at this point.
Yeah, that's over with.
Okay,
Not
I
the
was fighting.
situationship.
But-
I'm just saying
Yeah.
It's
the
been
me
3
asking you to do
Yeah.
something.
But
again,
if it's
that's
been 3
over
weeks,
with.
to be honest, the situationship is over because now I didn't shift it. If I've asked you
Well,
something,
not really, because I like him.
but okay. So let's take this.
Because we get grace for who we like.
Right. Okay. But now, when this happens again, you can't get mad because he's showing you who he is.
Well, yeah, that's right.
So don't get mad when this situation arises again. And you're like, I can't believe. No, this is what I do. You got to give me a 3
No,
week.
what I do is I'll shift. And then
Did you say something about it? Like, hey, I've been waiting on you for 3 weeks? Or
No.
are you like me? You ain't gonna say nothing.
You see, and
I
that's
ain't gonna say
unfair.
nothing. No, I ain't saying nothing.
That's so unfair. Like,
I'm
if
done.
we want
I ain't saying
communicators.
nothing.
You want him to communicate, but you don't want to
Hey.
communicate with him.
Hey,
I ain't saying
Y'all wrong, man. Y'all so
Hey.
wrong. Y'all
Hey.
so wrong.
hey, because let me tell you something. Let me
know
tell
what
you
said to
something.
me, don't he?
It didn't took everything for me to ask you. Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
It has taken everything for me to ask you, to garner up the trust enough to ask you.
Yeah.
I ain't saying
To
nothing.
do what you said men supposed to do.
To
'Cause see,
do
that's
what you
said.
told me I should be asking you and not
And don't
doing
call
on my
nobody
own.
else.
So let me ask you this: Does your attitude shift?
Yeah, not so much I'm gonna be mean. I
know,
just
but-
won't ever actually do anything for me.
Right, and so if he says, "Hey, like I feel like a distance, or I feel
And
like
then I'm
something,"
gonna, I'll
Then
say,
you'll say
you will
something,
say
then.
something.
but you will
usually-
initiate the
No,
conversation.
for what?
I'm done. Like it ain't nothing to talk
I'm
about.
done.
Right, because at the end of the day, I gotta get it done.
Yeah, I'm done. And then right then, I probably will still entertain you if I like you. I might entertain you,
Right.
but that's all it's gonna become. now.
Is entertainment.
Yeah, like prior to me asking you, like you said, hey, if you got stuff to ask me, I garner up and muster up the strength and the courage to ask you.
And then you don't come through.
And then you don't come through. Then now I'm just talking to you for the pastime. and
Right,
entertainment.
which is what I said.
Because
Something
I'm
has shifted.
done now.
Right,
Because I
something
could
has
never
shifted.
trust you enough to go to another level with you without a conversation. Now, and then the conversation is going to begin with you, or it won't ever be a conversation. I just won't say nothing. Even if I do something for somebody and they don't do what they supposed to do, or even if I give somebody some money, I'm talking about just, I give you some money. You ask me for some money, and I lend when you don't never. I ain't gonna never say nothing about it. Mm-hmm. I ain't never gonna ask you for the money. I'm never gonna say anything about it anymore. I'm never gonna say anything unless you say something. If you say something, then I'll say something. If you don't say something, it's gonna be as if it never happened. But I'm done with you. I am done. Don't ask me for nothing else. You ain't got to worry about me asking you for nothing else. And I'm going to be so kind that you ain't going to even know I'm done. But I'm done, though. I'm done, and we'll never be nothing. Especially if you never come. Now, if you come back and say, you know what, I told you, or hey, then that's fine. Then we'll take it from there. And I'm going to say, hey, now, it's been 3 weeks. If I like this, only if I like you. I got to like you to even extend this kind of grace.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's got to be a conversation initiated by them.
They have to acknowledge.
Yeah. Yes. But if they never say anything, I'm never going to say anything. But I'm done with you, though. I'm definitely done.
Right.
I'm definitely done. So, Juna, let me ask you, in all of this, you think that's hard?
Yeah. You don't think that's hard?
No.
I think that's hard.
That's hard, but I think.
I really don't care what y'all
I know you.
I love y'all, but
you think that's hard. I don't care what you think.
I don't. But I wasn't asking you.
That's your position,
I wasn't asking you for because of the level of care.
Right, I know.
I was just asking you, like, you really think that's like? I'm not believing that you think that's hard.
Yeah, I think it's hard.
You think that's hard, Queez?
No,
you don't have to be
because
nice
I can be like I can be like you. And that's what I wanted to bring in, because I don't have the experience like you all have of, singleness as far. Right. But I can have I believe there are generational walls. I did not realize the walls I had until I went back and talked. I didn't understand why I was so on the defense in a lot of areas and respond like that with my husband until I went back and talked to my grandmother and my mother and saw that they were the same way.
You heard it.
Oh, that's deep.
Yes. And I was like, what am I fighting?
Right.
That I didn't know that I was fighting. So it's a strong woman.
Wow, that's
it's not a single woman. It's a strong woman. And I didn't know why sometimes I would put my arm up when you try to be affectionate. I didn't know how to be vulnerable in that. And that didn't come from a single thing or a hurt thing. It came from something that was in the root of my being that I didn't know.
Came from the root.
Yeah, it came because when I talked to my grandmother, I was just like, oh my dang, God. I didn't know you was that. And some of hers comes from the actual act of hurt. Right. I haven't experienced that.
That has been a generational,
but it has been a general. It's been
so you're operating off an offense you ain't even never.
I didn't never have.
But and you got the residue.
I got the residue, and I saw it in my mother. And I always said I want more than that, because they were content in their relationships, but I didn't see over affection. I didn't see them being vulnerable. I saw these strong women operating and the men not understanding how authoritative they were, but yet when they came home, they wanted to be soft, and so I started showing up in my life, and I realized I'm fighting a generational thing, because then I started talking to cousins and realizing that this is an ongoing thing, and a lot of them don't even have any success in a relationship. I'm trying to prove that wrong, but I'm fighting hard. Why? Because I don't even realize that I have these walls.
That is so good.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh my God, that is so good. And I think mine comes from just life. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And where I am in my life because of what I've experienced. I just don't have the time.
Yeah.
I just don't have the time. My love language is acts of service. And that's probably why I'm like that.
Yeah.
Because that's my love language. Yes. Do what you say you're going to do. And if you can't do it, come tell me.
Yes.
That's what my grace
Don't
gonna
avoid.
come.
Don't just-
but do not
Yes.
just keep acting like nothing has
Right.
happened. Do not keep moving as if you didn't say you weren't gonna do nothing.
Right.
Don't do that, because I'm done with you.
Yes.
And any conversation I have with you from that point, it's just gonna be mere entertainment. It'll just be to fill some time in my life, or just because I ain't got nothing else to do, or because you funny.
Yeah.
It is not
That's it.
anything that's I'm looking forward to no kind of future with you.
Yeah.
Because I am not finna build a future with a man that I can't trust what come out of his mouth. Because that's huge for me.
Yeah.
Now, it may not matter that big with somebody else, but what you say you gonna do,
That matters.
do it.
Yes.
Because I'm that woman. If I tell you I'm going to do
I'm
something,
gonna do
You
it.
gonna do
I don't care if it's to my deficit. I'm going to
Yeah,
do it.
yeah.
That's my character, and that's the type of
Yep.
person that I am. And if I see that I can't, I'm going to communicate that.
Yeah.
Tell you
And
that I
there's
can't.
I'm going to tell you,
Yeah.
hey, I thought I was going to be able, but I'm not going to be able. You know, there's been times that I've been broke because I told somebody I was going to do something, and I've given them my last, but my word is just that mean that much to me.
Yes.
And I know that I have to be with somebody whose word
Yeah.
is as valuable to
Yeah.
them the same. Like, I can't do that because I'm not going to be able to respect you. I'm not going to follow you. And I'm definitely not going to be able to submit to you, because you know what that means you are to me? You're a liar. We can dress it up how we want to
But at
dress
the
it
end
up.
of the day,
Yeah.
And we can make it whatever we want to make it. If I tell you I'm going to do something and I don't do it, and I don't even have the decency to come back to you and say why, or I couldn't, or ABCD, and I just keep going on as if I didn't say anything, that's a liar.
Yeah.
And I don't want nothing to do with that. So that's the way I look at that. I don't want nothing to do with that, because then that's going to bring something out of me that really ain't my personality, which is insecurity.
Right.
Then so now
right,
every time you
right.
say something, I'm gonna be wondering if you really what you say you are. If you really, I ain't about to live like that. You know, I don't have time
Yeah,
for
I
that.
ain't
So
that
I
chick.
guess,
Yeah. I'm with
I
you.
guess that's where I am. So in all of this, Juna, do you feel like there's a difference between gender roles and gender stereotypes? Or do you feel like it's the same thing?
No, I definitely feel like that there's a difference between the two.
What you feel like the difference is?
I think stereotypes has a negative connotation to it. I think stereotypes are based on assumptions about what someone should be doing, or you know what I mean, or let me say, for example, barefoot and pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
That's a stereotype.
Mm-hmm.
Nurturer.
It's a
And
stereotype. That's a stereotype.
Nurturer is not a home. Is not a stereotype.
You don't think nurturers, that women are known as nurturers? You don't think that's a stereotype?
I don't think that's a stereotype.
That's a characteristic.
That's a characteristic, but it's also true. Women are very nurturing. It's our
Not
nature.
all women. And that's why I'm
They're
saying it's a
not
stereotype. But I understand you're saying the characteristic.
Nurturing, not to necessarily children, nurturing nature of nurturing. All women have.
Yeah.
The ability
might
to
do
be.
it in a
Because I
different
believe
way.
there's something innate within them.
Yes.
There's no way that you
Yeah.
can have a womb and not have a seed of nurture.
Right.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
There's something inside of you that literally gives life source to something else.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, the ability to nurture has to lie in you.
And it may not be,
But
in
you
the
may
form
not
of
be operating.
right.
Yes.
But it may not be, and it also may not be in the form of nurturing children.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or even
but
a
the
man.
fact
Even
that
a
you
man.
have a womb.
Yes.
But it's
Period,
that
I
is
think.
nature.
Yeah.
That is something that is naturally innate in women. We have that, and but barefoot and pregnant that's a stereotype, and that's
is.
based on misogyny. And so
That's good.
to me, that's where the difference lies. It's the negative connotation tied to it based on an assumption of what you think somebody should be.
How about real men don't cry?
That's a
Yes.
stereotype.
Yeah.
That's a stereotype.
Yes.
First of all, real men is a stereotype.
Okay, talk to that.
Real men, because real men, either they are a man or they are not.
That's it. Period.
Okay?
That is so good.
real man, if you was a real man,
What you mean?
what do you mean?
I am.
You know what I mean? So that in and of itself is a stereotype. And usually when it's used, it's in comparison to something that appears to be less than what it should be, or what your perspective
That's good.
is of what
That's
a
good.
man should be. And so it ain't a real man. It ain't a real man. You know, so
Because they have the components that makes them a man,
that makes
which
them a
makes
man.
them a man.
It makes them a man. You know, it just is, right? And so I think the negative connotation that's tied to gender is what breeds stereotypes. But there are roles that men and women play in society. There are. I am one of the thought of traditional roles of men and women. I do. I hold fast to that.
Me too.
And that's me. I have my thought. You know, I'm of the school of thought that the traditional roles of men and women exist, and I subscribe to that.
I love it.
And I love that, and I love. If I as often as I do have the opportunity to assume the traditional role of a woman,
Which is
stay out that man's face. Okay. Stay out that man's face.
look at Paula looking at you.
Stay out that man's face. Okay. I do not believe when a woman can be as upset as she possibly, but I don't believe women should be up in men's face like they can go toe to toe with them. I just don't believe that. That's me. You could be that's a man. Get out his face.
He could literally tap you and you fall down.
Because and my mama told me, she said, let me tell you something. When I started dating and I was fussing and fussing. She said, let me tell you something, stay out that man's face. She said, don't you raise your man. She said, because I raised you. You don't hit nobody that you don't want to receive a lick from. Don't fight no man if you don't want no man fighting you. This lie that has been told that men shouldn't hit women, that is an outright lie. Because that means there is an unrealistic expectation of the control that you expect him to have. Had you been in the street and somebody hit you, you a female and a female hit you, if you hit a female, you expect that female to hit you back. That's the inaction. But why don't if you hit a man, why you don't expect that man to hit you back? Why?
He a man, so they say.
Why?
So Junior, you was out here hitting men?
I wasn't hitting no man. But
That's what you got from there, Paula?
what you get? I was in his face.
No, I didn't get that. Listen, have y'all seen the video where the man, I guess it was like a airport, like in the airport, he was like an agent. They were in the airport, like at the gate, and some kind of argument broke out, and the lady hit him. I mean, like she hit him hard. Did y'all see that? And he went dashing towards her, and they was like, no man. But when I tell you, he was like, oh no, I'm finna whoop her. And when I tell you, he knocked her clean across that room. But in my mind, I was like, and she shouldn't have put her hand on him. I'm not saying he was right.
But that's the thing.
This wasn't nobody she was with.
So let me ask you this.
And
if this was a woman,
if
she was doing this to a woman, would you say that woman that responded had that same response that man had? Would you say that woman was wrong? That you're not saying she was right?
I wasn't saying he was wrong. I just was like, ugh. Because when I tell you one lick, She fell and slid. You hear me? She fell and slid. And I was just like, ugh. Like I didn't want him to do it but he was adamant. No one could hold him back. They was trying to hold him. He broke through everybody because his thing was, don't put your hand on me. And that's all he kept saying.
But that's what I'm saying.
And she was like a passenger, like client.
Yeah.
And he was like the one that be behind the desk. And when I tell you, when he hit her,
That was
she
it.
fell
But we not
and
advocating
she slid
violence.
back several feet.
We're not advocating violence. We're not advocating domestic violence. We're not advocating none of that.
Right.
All I'm saying is stay out that man's face.
That sounds so old school.
Stay out that man's face
But I
and keep your
get
hands
it.
to yourself.
Keep your hands. I agree with
Why do
that.
we expect a man to have a control that we wouldn't have if we were put in that same situation?
And somebody just keep hitting you.
I wish I would. Out of that, okay.
So do y'all feel like the gender roles, gender stereotypes, do you feel like that has contributed to a lot of the inequality that we're dealing with now?
Oh, yeah.
Because I think the most ludicrous thing that I have ever heard in my entire existence upon the earth is a bunch of men making laws about what a woman do with her body. You gonna force a woman to have a baby, but ain't forcing a man to take care of it. And then if he have 2 or 3 children by 2 or 3 different people, he need to legally be made to have a vasectomy. So if you're gonna force laws on the body of a woman, you need to force them on the body of a man, because babies can't happen without the other.
Drop the mic.
So I just don't. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. Are we really here that we are discussing somebody's governmental ability to tell one gender? Do you know how prejudiced that is? Do you know how misogynistic that is?
And how sexist
Do
it is.
you know how sexist that is? That you have the power to tell a woman
Yes.
what to do with her body. You ain't never carried a baby. You ain't never experienced morning sickness. You ain't never laid on that table and pushed out contractions. You ain't never experienced a cycle. You ain't never experienced fibroids.
Ooh,
You ain't never been raped.
Make it make sense to me.
There is no way.
there is none.
And I do not believe in abortion.
That resulted in.
I don't. Let's make that clear.
Right.
But I also don't believe in my right to tell somebody what to do with their body.
Right.
I just don't believe in that.
That's it. I agree.
And that's what I don't believe in abortion. But I also don't believe that you not believing in abortion makes you pro-life. Because how the heck you pro-life, but you shoot down every program to feed the children that you making the people have.
Right.
Or you taking all the resources away that's needed to properly provide.
Boom.
But you pro-life? No, you just pro-pregnancy. You just pro-birth. Because life
Pro-control.
is a span.
Come
Right.
on.
That's good.
When I say life, I'm talking about a span.
From
Life is a life span. So if I make you have this baby, something needs to be in place and position to support it.
right.
Yeah. I agree.
So how you got men out here with 10, 15 kids, self-made baby mamas, but you don't put no governmental regulation on them.
None.
They just out here willy nilly.
What sense does that
Literally.
make?
It makes none.
So it does lead to inequality. It
I
does
agree.
lead to even, and I don't want to talk about the
I already know where you going.
election, but this is not even election. This is just about Kamala,
Yeah.
just as a woman. And I'm just like, it's disheartening to me to see so many men,
Talk about
especially men of color,
calling a whore.
saying that, but also, speaking of our inability to lead, when majority of you who are saying that have been raised by a black single mother who led your household,
Facts.
It's a lot
who
of
you
drop the
wouldn't have
mic
ate
moments.
if she would go to work
I'm
and make
telling-
things happen for you.
Facts.
If your mom wouldn't have got up and went and made things happen, everything in your household would have fell apart, which is the evidence of her ability to lead. So how did you get to this place in your life that you feel like a woman can't lead when some of you, all you know is a woman that's led?
But even still,
It's so crazy that it don't make no sense.
but even in that same regard, like there's this conversation about her quote unquote whoring her way to the top, right? But then the
Wow.
question is,
don't question her morality if you ain't gonna question it on both
Exactly.
sides.
Right. Right.
Cause whore ain't a gender.
right,
A
But that
man
ain't
can
no
be
gender.
a man can be a hoe a whore. A woman can be a hoe a whore, whichever one you
Right.
choose.
Or whore.
but that's what I'm saying. But there is the evidence
Yeah,
of that behavior is exhibited on one side.
Mhm.
right.
But the accusations, the constant accusation, the running theme is being thrown at this woman.
Yeah.
That's what continues. That's the topic of conversation. And it's like, how fair is that? Like, this is right in your
First
face.
of all, in this election, do not bring up morality. Cause surely you all don't care
Sure.
about that.
surely.
Please don't. Just leave that off the table. Let's talk about something else.
Oh God.
Because surely, especially the Christians,
John.
surely you don't believe you don't care about morality
Oh no.
as a Christian. You
Oh,
can't.
no.
There's no way. And character is not even a requirement now for leadership anymore.
Oh no.
It just isn't, and it's the truth.
And it's but
You
it's
know?
been it's been since the dawn of the age.
Oh, yeah.
Even
This is nothing new.
even when you think about at one time, you remember back in the day in the music industry, like a woman could not get pregnant. You can't get pregnant
And still have a career?
Have a career. No.
So many of them
no.
had abortions because of that.
because
Yeah.
of that. Because of that.
Because the baby was threatening their careers.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of them come out and say stuff like that. Well, y'all know we done dib dab, dibbly dab dab the dab and a little bit of everything, but we gonna be back to dab some more. Let's take a break. All right, guys, we are back. We've discussed so much. So one thing that I was thinking about, I think when we went to Kenya, and then I can also talk about that even in Egypt. You know, what I experienced. It's too long of a story to talk about what I experienced in Egypt, but it was bad. But in Kenya, I remember when I got there, Pastor Dominique, shout out to Pastor Dominique. I doubt if he listened to this.
Ever.
But, you could tell that it was a unspoken, what was it, between us?
It was a
like
tug of war.
It really wasn't for me.
It wasn't for you, but it
wasn't a
was for
tug
him.
For me, it was just like,
It was for
What?
him. And you can tell even like with the women, because we were talking to him. We were like, all right, so Pastor Dominic, like, just go over there and get that stuff and bring it back over here. And they were like,
really?
yeah, because, women are extreme. I wouldn't even say second class citizens. They like 10th class citizens. Like they are, no. Am I lying?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like
And
you
so-
do what your husband's saying.
Yeah.
Yes. And like it's so many of them, their husbands were dead because of AIDS.
Mhm.
Even some of them had, HIV from their husbands. It was just something to see, man. I'm telling you, but it was like me and Pauletta just talking with all this authority. And everybody looking like,
What?
I guess they wonder when he gonna slap me,
Right.
or
Or send you to
what?
the house.
Yeah, send me to the house, but it wasn't finna be none of that.
And it's because he a
it
chief.
just
Like he was a
like-
chief. He was a chief.
And
You know
when
what
we
I'm saying?
finally got that talk, me and him, you could tell it was like he knew I was a woman in authority because I was pastoring. Yeah, I was pastoring when I went over there. He knew, yeah, I was. Yeah. No, not the first year.
No,
not the first year. Not the first year, but I don't know what it was. I guess it's just me, confident
Right.
in who I am.
And I think because our Grace mind with humor. I'd be like, go over there. She'd be like, get over there. And he was just like, you could tell there was this,
But it
wasn't on you. It was on
I
him.
wasn't saying nothing like that to him. It was just, and it was so
It was the
crazy,
energy.
y'all, because it was straight energy.
It was energy.
Like it was so unspoken, but you could feel the tug between us. Like I wish on wood on me, and he looking at me like, so it's just, like I don't care what these women over here do. don't play that. You know, I wasn't saying it,
Right.
but I'm sure my body language
Yeah.
and, you know,
You said it all.
and so we was at Lake Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is to me what even signifies how much Africa has to be the place of the beginning. They still big on tribes. I don't care where you go. They're going to be able to tell you what tribe they're part of. And so we got out at Lake Victoria, which I must tell you is the oldest lake in the world. We were at Lake Victoria. Just sitting out chilling, right? And so Samson, Pauletta, Pastor Dominique and I, we just chilling. Like it's a place where they be cooking fish and then you can buy you some jewelry. It's just a
flea market was like the
a
best flea market.
debacle, like a debacle just going on. But it was just beautiful because you was like, this is the oldest lake in
Right.
the world.
Right.
This is the first lake in
Right.
the world. That's number one. Number two, down the street was the equator.
Right. Literally.
Literally, they were like, y'all want to go see the equator? Yes, okay. But this is when we finally got to have a conversation. I don't even know what prior to conversation. I think it was Pauletta.
I was just gonna say, probably
And he
Pauletta.
said, I'm from the, what was the tribe?
Luo.
That's just how he said, Luo tribe. And he was like, all of us are chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
And it was at that moment
It was like
that it was like,
oh.
this is what it is.
Right.
And it's like, and we said that, like, Pauletta was like, so this is what's been going on between y'all. Like, we ain't arguing, we ain't fussing or none of that. But
It's that
it
energy.
was this energy
Yeah.
that was just like, what? Oh, both of us. Even though we doing mission work together and everything, but I'm just like, I ain't your wife. Because I see how she run around
And
like
she-
a chick with her head cut off. And not me. You know, but I ain't saying nothing. I'm just
Ooh,
being
and
who
we
I am.
we did not want to
Right?
leave her. Ooh, I did not want to leave Lillian. Ooh,
Baby, but when I
she
tell
was
you,
like-
when he finally said, Paulette was like, that's it. And so he and I began to converse
Mm-hmm.
and we talked about it. And it was just like the ice was broken. You know what I'm saying? That he just like not used to a woman that's like an authority. And it was crazy. But from then it was like, it broke. And it was just like smooth sailing. We weren't fussing or nothing like that. But you knew that it was this unspoken energy between us. And even in Egypt, and this is what I get for laughing at Pauletta, because she got stuck with this
Come on.
older lady. And I'm just a laughing. I'm videoing Pauletta, can't keep up with the crowd because the lady that hinged on the. First of all, why is this lady traveling in Egypt by herself?
She had to been in the
and
90s.
She can no, she wasn't. She went probably number about 70.
You
but
think?
yeah, but you could
You know,
tell
Pauletta
she
put
had
20
some
on 10.
serious health issues. Like
Yeah,
she
she
could
did.
hardly walk.
Breathe.
But she was in Egypt by herself. She had traveled to Egypt by herself because I think they do these things like Globus. Globus has like these tours anybody can go on and you're with the group. So of course, as much as we flew into Egypt by ourselves, certain parts of our trip we would be with a group. And so Pauletta had been with this lady all day. I'm just laughing because Pauletta's so far behind. I got all the videos in my phone. I have to show it to y'all one day. And then so we get to the little restaurant where we stop and eat lunch and she gets stuck in the bathroom. And so everybody, he didn't go, you know, some of them can't talk English. They looking crazy. Won't nobody go in there. So here I am, Captain. Yeah. And I jump into the bathroom. Couldn't hardly get in there. I done literally squeezed in there. She done fell down in the floor with her clothes pulled down. She can't get up. Nobody is helping her. Everybody just running around. In Egypt, you had to pay money to get a squirt of soap in your hand.
A squirt.
You had to pay another quarter to get a napkin to dry your hand after you wash your hand. Okay. Am I lying?
no.
You got to pay $1 to use the bathroom. This is how people make their money.
That's how they make their
you
money.
get $1, you got to pee. You going to pay it because what?
Oh, you
gotta
ain't paying for free, baby.
And then when you get through peeing, you got to pay another $1 to wash and dry your hands.
Right.
Okay, so they done made $2 off you right there off
Wait
her
a
restroom
minute
visit
here.
Yes,
every
ma'am.
time.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
the
ma'am.
lady in there doing that, and you know, but when the lady first came, I climb into the stall trying to help the lady. The lady is literal dead weight. I'm trying to lift her, but she can't even help me lift her. And then she's so embarrassed because her clothes are down. And so I done pulled the clothes up enough to get, do y'all understand what I'm going through?
So this whole time, I'm like,
all
why
this,
is Lynn still in the bathroom?
this rump I done been exposed to in the bathroom. I'm trying to help. I'm trying to pull the lady up. And so I guess somebody went and got the tour guide in the midst of that.
Man, he's a man.
Yeah. Alpha male.
He comes into the bathroom. What are you doing? Just instantly start screaming at me. I'm in the stall now. If you're in there, you might as well help her. Well, you know the American that came out of me. In Egypt.
Ooh, he got it.
I said, what you think I'm doing? What you think I've been doing here the whole entire time? I'm just going off. Then it dawns on me, girl, you ain't in America.
Whole time
Get out
I'm
that man
my
face.
man
Just get out.
don't know
Get
where
out
she
of
is.
the
I'm
bathroom.
like,
I
what's
wasn't
taking
in
us so
his
long
face.
in the
I was just
bathroom?
What you think I'm in the bathroom doing? You think I'm back here dancing?
I ain't know what was
Right. What you think I'm in here for? So finally, I squeeze out. And she was so embarrassed because she didn't want a man to come in there and lift her.
And see her.
So what I made my business to do was to pull her clothes up as much as I could on her. And I squeezed out. Y'all, these stalls so little.
Lila.
They are little. It's unbelievable how I even got in there. But I squeezed out. And so when I got out, you know, everybody was asking me, was I okay? Like to everybody else, I was a hero because I had went in there and tried to help her.
Good.
Pauletta didn't know where I was. Well, once I get to Pauletta, I just bust out and start crying. Like I couldn't even verbally tell her where I had been and what had happened. I'm talking about I was crying. And you know I'm not a crier. And I could not figure out for the life of me
What you were crying about?
what the heck I was crying about until later on that day. It dawned on me. You crying because you couldn't act out like
Yeah.
you wanted to act out.
Yeah.
You wanted to
was
flip the
angry.
bathroom
Yeah.
and you couldn't flip it.
Yeah.
That's what was wrong with you. Is you had to suppress your anger. You had to suppress your feelings.
Yeah.
You had to suppress what you wanted to say, all because in this country, you're nobody.
Wow.
And women don't talk to men like that. And he ain't say nothing to me the rest of our trip. Even when we went to a place trying to get lunch, he didn't even take our lunch money. We didn't even eat. Do you remember that? We only got something to eat because we got something to drink because a waiter came and we paid for like a Fanta.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I can't talk to me no more.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that was a very good story.
What I tell
So
you.
I think this is very critical in talking about stereotypes because this culture and roles, gender roles.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He didn't even ask me anything. He just literally came in the bathroom and just instantly began to attack me. And at first, I was getting with it.
But then,
So I was screaming to the top of my lungs. Then it dawned on me,
hey,
you ain't at home.
baby,
Shut your mouth. It
we
could have
Egypt.
really been the Holy Spirit for real.
Mhm.
Hush. You went to jail.
I wouldn't
In
even know.
Egypt.
Because you don't know how bad I wanted to flip the whole bathroom.
Oh,
So
God.
bad.
Well, I tell you that whole, oh, God, that was so
Oh,
funny.
my God. I just wanted to kick over the garbage. You know, okay.
But you don't appreciate
Your
America
freedom.
until you go someplace else.
Because over there, women don't mean nothing for real.
Yeah.
Golly.
They don't. And the rest of the trip, he like spit on me almost without spitting on me.
Literally.
I am not lying.
We had to get our own currency changed.
Nothing. It's just like he just left us on our own.
Had to make sure we was down there early so we wouldn't get left at the whole. I'm just like, Lynn. All because of you.
Judah. Oh God, Judah. Let me ask this before you ask that.
Okay.
You notice this huge thing about 50-50, you know, with women and men. I don't believe in that.
I don't either.
Because I just believe in certain seasons of your life, you may not have but 70. You may not have but 40. And if that's the person that God has called you to be with and who that's your person, they're going to have this other 60 when you ain't got but 40.
Yeah.
So there are so many times in relationships, and I know that because I've been married before, that you have to show up in certain seasons in a different way than your mate is able to show up. It just depends on what they're going through.
Yeah.
So do you feel like even in that is kind of a gender role type thing? You know, like I know now when I talk to people and I say stuff like, you know, if we're talking about, you know, like I've had guys who try to talk to me, ask stuff like, would you allow somebody to come live with you? And I'm like, no. Like we can sell both of our houses or whatever we got and we can buy a house together. You know, because I know me. Not that I'm gonna one day say, this my house or nothing like that. I probably won't ever do that. But I just know there's a level of respect that I got to have. That's just me. I can't talk about what nobody else do. You do whatever you see be fitting for you.
Right.
I'm talking about me. You know what I mean? And I was just like, no, my wish is we both sell or whatever, dispose of whatever we got and come together and buy something together. I just think that's the smartest, wisest thing to do.
Yeah.
You know? And so, you know, so people ask me stuff like that because, again, you got men who looking for a come up too.
Yeah.
You know what
That's
I'm
the
saying?
truth.
And women as well.
Yeah.
You know, but you got men who and if you a single woman, you established and you got your stuff together, to a lot of men, you a come up.
Yeah.
And you have to watch that.
Yeah.
They're not using you to live a better life.
Right.
You know, and I mean both ways, because you got women who don't plan on bringing nothing to the relationship. They just want to be taken care of.
That's it.
You know, they just want to drain you. They have nothing to bring to the table. So it could go both ways. But how do you all feel about that? Like the 50-50 thing? Like I think the big thing started when Gabrielle Union said her and Dwayne do 50-50. Well, I mean, y'all multimillionaires.
Right.
Right.
So we probably don't even need to be in that.
Exactly.
The problem is we in business, we ain't got no business being.
Right.
That's millionaire business. But
Right.
I'm just
I
saying,
need to be in 50
multi-millionaire
business.
business. They probably don't even need each other.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, but what do you think about that? Do
I
you
agree
do
with you,
50-50?
Leah.
Do you believe in 50-50 or?
I don't. I believe in 100-100. You know, we both bring our best selves, our best,
And whatever
and-
percentage
and
that
whatever
is.
percentage that is. And so but I don't equate what I don't believe in anybody being a burden on anybody else.
Yeah.
But I do believe in partnership. You know what I'm saying? And so whatever that looks like, whatever
Because
that,
that may be some seasons you may have to
Right.
carry that.
Like I got you.
And look,
I got you.
You may have to carry him. And if he's a good man and he's been a partner,
Right.
you will carry him.
you
Yeah.
will care.
Yeah.
You will
Exactly.
do it. You know, if you are, I ain't gonna say a real
And if
woman,
he's
'cause you
proven
sound
himself,
so real.
right.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a woman, you're gonna step up.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're gonna
if
do
you
that.
a real partner.
You are,
Yes.
yeah. If you're a real partner, you're gonna step
Right.
up because
Step
there
up.
may be seasons you might have
Yeah.
to. You might have to, fill the void.
Now seasons
Yeah.
are temporary though.
Yeah, like not year after year.
And we don't
after
want
year.
this all the time.
Seasons are temporary. They ain't permanent.
All right,
I need spring to come on. It's been winter long enough.
Winter is coming.
Joe, that was our question of the week.
Question of the week. Are the qualities or traits that I associate with gender based on my own experience and beliefs or projections of social, non-social norms?
Ooh, that was
That's
a
good.
mouthful.
Read that again.
Yeah, because
Are the qualities or traits, I'm going to say that you, okay, so are the qualities or traits that you associate with gender based on your own
Okay.
experiences and beliefs or projections of social or non-social norms?
okay,
It's
okay.
both for me. Because I do
Yeah.
have a more traditional mindset, but it's also based on what I've experienced. I tell a lot of women if you've ever been taken care of by a man, like the right way, you really want to be taken care of by a man. And when I say taken care of, I don't just mean monetarily.
Right.
Like when you've really been taken care of by a man, you don't want nothing less than that. You know what I'm saying? So I would say experience and that traditional construct. Like I love the tradition.
And I want to be taken care of.
Take care of me.
Well, you know one thing is for sure. You take care of me.
You ain't got nothing to worry about.
You don't have nothing to worry
When I say you ain't got nothing to worry about,
Come back, because I just feel like you finna go all over into something else. Happy the way you got so deep with that nothing.
I mean nothing.
nothing.
Yeah, you come up back.
You lack nothing. Whole.
You love her.
Missing. Nothing.
See,
Nothing missing.
I knew it.
Nothing broken.
Nothing. You hear me? Nothing.
Not one thing.
Not one thing. No, not one.
I knew you was gonna go on it. All right, y'all. You see us getting off topic.
We get out.
Happy Thursday. We love y'all. Have an amazing week.
Have an amazing Thursday, guys.
Bye.